So this ending on Raw got a lot of people talking and buzzing, and not for the best. A lot of people are saying it's the worst ending in Raw ever. And if you don't know what I'm referring to, check out Raw from this past Monday and the ending. I'm sure the YouTube click on WWE has it. It'll show you on their YouTube. But what I'm referring to is the ending of the Shayna Baszler and Alexa Bliss program that's been starting here. And that ending, well, set ablaze on Twitter. Hi, this is Aaron Entertainment, A with our Entertainment, bringing you a video about why I understand this storyline, this program, this feud that's brewing between Alexa Bliss, Lilly, and Shayna Baszler. Hear me out. I understand it. Does that mean I like it? But I'm not gonna be one of those people and say, "Oh, this is one of the worst things ever. This is one of the first things I've ever done on Raw." Blah blah, stuff like that. Or one of the worst characters. Losing a doll is the main focus of this program. I'm like, yeah, so yeah, it is. But you gotta understand something. I have a theory why the doll is like this. Why the doll is the focus of this whole thing. And I'm going to tell you why. And now. So, last week, we got this, right? Shayna Baszler confronted the doll after taking out Reginald on Alexa's playground set backstage. She told her she's not afraid of the doll. She assaulted the doll. And, the doll, it's not an ordinary doll. Yeah, it's a doll, but it may not be an ordinary doll. Clearly, from how Alexa Bliss and the doll talks to the doll, and the doll talks to Alexa Bliss in her mind, her warped mind. Clearly, that's not the case, right? Here, this past Raw, Shayna Baszler was invited on the playground by Alexa Bliss. This is the main event segment. She took the doll. Shayna Baszler acts all tough, the tough guy, tough act, right? MMA fire, of course, that's what we want. But she throws Lilly on the ground and stomps on Lilly. And then she walks away. And then all shenanigans broke loose. And then we find out as she walks backstage, the a lot of pyro pops up. Backstage, something fell. And then there's a mirror there. And then behind her was the doll. The doll appeared out of nowhere, right? And all of a sudden, we cut to the end. We hear the end of the show. We hear a scream. Now, here's the thing: you watch horror movies. You always have that tough bully act. If there's a horror movie with a tough woman or man, whatever, that's not afraid of anything, that downplays the threat of this potential demon, monster, whatever, monster, ghost. Ghosts say they're not afraid. They're not afraid of. Eventually they end up getting killed, right? Usually they end up getting killed. Of course, in WWE, they won't end up getting killed, but they end up getting killed. They underestimate the threat of a paranormal activity, whether it's a ghost, demon, vampire, whatever, monster. Whatever, if you watch horror movies, you understand. So, then I'm gonna get to people saying how this is different from the WWE back in the early 90s and 2000s, whatever. Yeah, I'll get to that. But this is the ending of the Raw, right? You see that picture? That's where Shayna's starting to feel afraid. She's afraid because she's going up against something that she could possibly not win. You see Alexa Bliss, whatever. So here's my theory on Lilly the doll. And then his whole thing. Here's my thing. Sorry, I checked my phone there. Something popped up there. It's Lilly the doll. A movie just came out, Conjuring 3. The devil made me do it, right? I haven't seen it yet, but it's the third movie of the Conjuring trilogy. But the Conjuring universe, right? There's a Conjuring universe. The Conjuring, three Conjuring movies. The Nun, The Curse of La Lenora, whatever. And then there's specific movies referring to what made the Warrens famous in history. Whether you believe them, believe it or not, believe it's ghosts or whatever, demons or not, whatever you believe. I'm not gonna tell you what I believe and whatever. So the most famous story of the Warrens is this doll-like creature right here. This doll. But here's the thing about this doll. This doll is possessed by a demon. A demon. And look at this doll. This doll doesn't look scary at all, right? This doll doesn't look harmless at all, right? But we are underestimating this. This is possessed by a demon. And right now, if you watch Ghost Adventures, there's Zach Bagans. He has a museum, and he has this doll in his museum. And they try to talk to it because they know it's possessed by a demon and causes a lot of dangerous things. A very powerful demon indeed. And I hope nothing happens to me. But I think I understand this. And no, this doll is not like Chucky. This doll is closer to Annabelle. If you know Annabelle, you know what I'm talking about. So here's Lily again, and look at that. That's much creepier than this, right? Take a look again for a few seconds. This is 1,000 times much creepier than this. This doesn't look scary at all. But this, yeah. And the horror movie Annabelle. Let me see if I can find a picture from the Conjuring series. Sorry, I'm downloading it. Sorry, my bad. I should have had it up. Okay. You see if I can upload it. This is from the Conjuring movies. Annabelle and the Annabelle movies. Same universe. Does this look like the actual Annabelle? Hell no. They had to make the Annabelle from the movies creepy as fuck. But this doesn't look creepy as fuck. And I'm sorry for my swearing. So let's get to this here. The Shayna thing. I'm convinced. And there was one movie where Annabelle turned, I'm not sure which one. It's Annabelle Creation. Where orphans were adopted by a family who lost their daughter. Right? And then they kind of prayed to a demon. They had a doll. They bought their daughter a doll, which is Annabelle. They kind of prayed for their daughter to come back or something. And it turns out it was wished, but it was not wished upon by the grace of God. They accidentally brought back their daughter came back, but it was a demon in the demon form, and yeah, became Annabelle. And what happened in that movie? One of the 4 orphans later, as time went on, they adopted the family. The wife and husband adopted orphans, and they had a nun live with them. One orphan end up turning into the doll, end up corrupting one of the daughters, the orphans. And then the father and the mother, I guess the father and mother of the original child who adopted them, they were murdered because the doll, whatever the doll could do. Was a doll could corrupt, it's a demon, whatever. It's a very strong demon too, very strong demon. Kind of like the nun. What eventually happened, the rest of the girls that weren't corrupted, the orphan girls that weren't corrupted, and the nun, sister, not the nun known as Valak, not that. They escaped the house, but that one girl that Annabelle corrupted ended up getting adopted again. Foster home getting adopted again by another family, and unfortunately, she was corrupted and she kind of murdered that family. That's what I'm thinking happened here. I'm thinking Lilly is a demon somehow, corrupted Alexa Bliss. And that same corrupted Alexa Bliss, and now they're talking to each other. Alexa Bliss is talking to the demon Lilly, but Lily's a demon, kind of like Annabelle. Annabelle here, whatever. This is the actual Annabelle once again. This is the Annabelle from the Conjuring universe. But I'm thinking here, Lilly is a demon, and she's corrupted Alexa Bliss, and she's using Alexa Bliss to do her bidding. And to do her bidding. And yeah, that's pretty much it with that. I think that's the idea here. And then when Alexa Bliss and Shayna Baszler have their match, obviously a doll's not going to wrestle, right? Obviously. But you're going to have Alexa Bliss wrestle for her as possibly another form like she has in the past. Yeah, she did kind of steal the gimmick from the Fiend. But she has those Transformers gimmicks back in the past, especially against Mesh Asuka. My guess she's gonna wrestle she's gonna have a new wrestling attire. Perhaps it's more demonic like form, representing Lilly. Maybe. Yeah, this is gonna sound stupid, guys, and you're gonna agree with me on this. And they're gonna have a match with Lilly versus Shayna Baszler, but my guess is it's not gonna be the actual doll versus Shayna Baszler. We're gonna have Alexa Bliss dressed up as Lilly in some way. And Alexa Bliss will be the demon form of Lilly. And she'll not come out as Alexa Bliss, she'll come out as Lilly. And I think that's going down the road because this has to happen. They have to have a match. But Alexa Bliss, I think, is coming down the road as Lilly. And yes, I understand why a lot of people think it's stupid. It is stupid, but a lot of stupid things you can understand, right? But I understand what they're going for, and it's stupid. It's a stupid thing. But I understand what they're trying to do here. My guess is they're trying to relate this to the Annabelle doll, whether it's based on the movies or the real life Annabelle doll. Real life Annabelle. The movie Annabelle. And look at the contrast between the two, right? Creepy. Doesn't look scary at all. Doesn't look creepy at all. Definitely creepy. But Lilly looks creepy here. See, in the entertainment industry, we're gonna make things look creepier than they really are, right? The Annabelle doll doesn't look creepy at all. But when you have to do in the movies, or in the horror movies, you have to make the doll look creepy. But that's my guess here, guys. They're trying to make this the Conjuring, like the Conjuring with the Annabelle doll. I know Alexa Bliss is a big horror fan, and we'll see where this go. Because I said it many times. This stream. It's stupid, but I understand it. And let's be honest, a lot of gimmicks back in the past. Undertaker dead man gimmick would not work, would not fly these days. Yeah, disagree with me all you want, because you know it's true. But this is what I think. This is my opinion that they're trying to do is make Lilly the Annabelle, and she corrupted Alexa Bliss. Annabelle and Lily's a demon in the form of a doll, like Annabelle is a demon in the form of a doll, and she corrupted Alexa Bliss, Lilly, and they're gonna have a match. Alexa Bliss, Shayna Baszler at some point. I think they're gonna have a match. I think you agree they're gonna have a match, but I don't think Alexa Bliss is coming out as Alexa Bliss. I think she's gonna come out as some in the form of a Lilly in some way, because it might be a Lilly versus Shayna Baszler, and you're hearing that you're gonna say a doll versus Shayna Baszler, and I'll be like, no, it's not gonna be a doll versus Shayna Baszler. It's gonna be Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. And yes, and I'm gonna finish this off with this topic. Yes, it's stupid. It's stupid. But I understand it, and I understand what we're going for. It's probably not the best idea for the wrestling right now in WWE. But you know what? You have to admit something. On Raw, at least there's a story there, right? You could say a lot of stories on Raw are not good, but at least there's a story here. Maybe not be a good story, but at least there's something here. So I may get a lot of people disagree with me on this. A lot of people may not see this way, but this is how I see it. If you wanna, I suggest you watch some of the Conjuring universe movies. The Conjuring 1 and 1, not 2. 2 doesn't go detail of Annabelle, but watch the Annabelle movie. Some of them are not good. Some of them are not good, and some are good. But you'll see and there's one Annabelle movie where the Warrens are away and her daughter had a babysitter and a babysitter friend. That's basically based on Annabelle. Watch that one. And then go back to look at this storyline and see where it's going. You might see the parallel between the two. And no, it's not gonna be a Chucky or any other doll. This is clearly, in my view, this is clearly Annabelle and Lilly. And Lilly WWE's taking her idea from Annabelle, the demon doll. Okay, so thumbs up, comment, subscribe down below, and yeah, that's what I think, guys. And before I go, so I think about you guys.
Too sweet! Sweet! Too sweet! Too sweet!
Peace.